It's just being earnest. Right here, right now.
Are we in? Yo, it's Dirty Ern. Just being earnest. Daniel Otis, somebody should have told you.
Yeah.
We are here. Here we go. The marathon continues.
Oh,
right?
yes, sir.
This is a marathon, right? We are all running a marathon for Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
We were running a marathon before Nipsey.
Man.
I mean, we weren't running a marathon before Nipsey, but we were running a marathon before the untimely passing of the great, prolific Nipsey Hussle.
I still remember the show that we did when that album dropped.
That album, Victory Lap, when we spoke on this show, I'm so glad we have it archived.
Yeah.
We are not just some people who are jumping on. Right? Or I know I'm not, right? I've known about Nipsey Hussle since 2009, right? Nipsey Hussle came on the scene. First time I heard him was not on his own song, Hustle in the House, which I heard eventually. But it was a song with Lloyd Banks and Corey Guns. Corey Guns.
Okay.
And it was really dope. And I was like, man, who is this, man? And then I started checking him out and was like, man, this dude's dope. And then I hadn't heard from him from a while, and then he started coming out like when the marathon came, the first marathon, and he was selling for $100. You know, the album, he was selling the hard copy for $100. I mean, you could buy the album for regular price online, but if you wanted a hard copy, you had to spend $100.
Was that technically a mixtape though? Because Victory Lap was his first album.
Yeah, he had a bunch of mixtapes, but he was selling them though
for $100.
No. He sold the marathon for $100.
Oh.
And then he sold his follow-up for $1,000.
$1,000.
And he sold out of both of them, right?
Was this the one where Jay-Z bought hella copies of
when
that?
they were $100? When they were $100 for the marathon. When they were $100, Jay-Z bought 100 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, but Jay-Z always looking out.
Right.
Jay-Z always looking out, especially when it's a smart hustle like that, because you can buy the regular album online, regular streaming services for, $10 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But if you wanted the hard copy, you had to break bread. So he had all the dope boys coming out. Everybody wanted to be on the ball of shit to be like, I got the $100 album or I got the $1,000 album.
Right.
Right. And he sold out of those.
See, the most amazing thing to me was that, back when we did that show many, many shows ago, you were the one that put me on Nipsey Hussle. That was when I first heard the album, and I first got on. I was like, "Wow, this guy's dope."
When I started, go ahead.
And then in that show, you proclaimed him King of the West Coast.
King of the West Coast. When I started listening to him religiously was after I would say the marathon, right?
Yeah.
The first marathon is when I was in because I had listened. I was listening to him before that.
Yeah.
But when I heard the first marathon mixtape, I was in. Like, dang, he's for real. And Cleve, and I credit Cleve and Lenny, Cleve would always be playing it. Me and Cleve.
For sure.
Me and Cleve both had two baby boys at the same time. And we would push strollers. And me and Cleve was pushing the strollers around Lake Merritt in Oakland. And we would push strollers around the lake for the kids.
Yeah.
And Cleve would be constantly bumping Nipsey Hussle. Cleve was bumping was Nipsey Hussle Marathon.
Oh.
And then that's when I was like, man, this is dope, man. And then, Lenny, same thing. So this is nothing new. We knew how dope he was.
We did, but the thing that was still amazing was that I didn't know whether or not like he had reached like everybody, right? So upon his passing, that memorial service, and even the day it happened, the level and amount of outpour for Nipsey Hussle was just beyond my imagination.
I think that speaks more to the person he was.
Absolutely, because after he passed, I watched so many interviews of him and how he was like trying to teach young artists and entrepreneurs how to build your own brand.
There were a lot of So Nipsey Hussle studied, right? He studied E40, he studied Master P, Jay-Z, Jay Prince, right?
Yeah.
Those are the guys pretty much that that Nipsey Hussle studied, and who Nipsey Hussle said he studied was all of those guys. And he studied all of those guys because they built their own brand independently.
Yes.
And so I grew up listening to those same people, right? But the thing about those people that he spoke of, like E40 would give you game, like in his rhymes,
Yeah.
to teach you how to do stuff if you were selling dope. You know, E40 gave good game on how to do things, keep your lawyers and your bail bondsmen paid and all of that. But Nipsey was the only one who was like teaching you how to do it in the rhymes and like physically going out and teaching you how to do it.
Right.
Teaching you, I just bought this. I bought this. This is how you do this, and you know how to branch off and how to go legit.
Yeah, it was just amazing that like this level of outpour was for people who recognized how big of a philanthropist he was. Where he was really trying to help people. Like he was literally on tape telling people like, you know, for those who have bad energy, it's like that's going to come back to you. It's about the energy that you put out into the world. And just really just trying to make everybody live in just a, you know, the right way and fuck all the bullshit.
That's why I'm glad that we waited to speak on him until he was laid to rest, till the memorial was over, till all of the BS circulating it was done.
Right.
Because me personally, I was hurt.
Oh yeah.
I lost a friend. I lost a really good friend this year. You know.
Yeah.
And that hurt. And I would say that this hurt almost as bad. Like I cried the same way. You know, I cried the same way. Because I knew how great Nipsey was. But then upon his death, you start to hear about things that he was doing behind the scenes. Then you start to think about his children and how they loved them. And so it was different than, you know, he was definitely the Tupac of this generation. It was different because he was older than Tupac. He was 8 years older than Tupac when Tupac passed.
Right.
Or, you know, and when Tupac passed, he was very rowdy. And, he was causing a ruckus and doing all kind of things and was shot down by Compton Crips. Nipsey was also shot by a Compton Crip. But it was not the same.
Right.
Nipsey was definitely on a different type of energy. And as tragic as both of them were, I was only 15 when Tupac got shot. But this one, maybe because I'm older and I understand the severity of a life being taken. And then you see the 20,000 people. Nipsey Hussle never had a song on the radio.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Nipsey Hussle, they didn't play no Nipsey Hussle songs on the radio.
Right.
To think of the people that never heard Nipsey Hussle's music. And then when he dies, all the people who loved his music, the voices are so strong. People like me, our voices are so strong because we knew how dope Nipsey Hussle was all around. And those people that never heard his music would be like, oh, I'm going to check him out. Like, I've talked to people who are like, man, I can't believe I didn't know who he was. This guy's incredible. And they listening to all his old stuff, all his new stuff. And like, man, I can't believe they ordering stuff off the website.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you know, it breaks my heart, man. It really does. This man was cut down, you know, right in his own parking lot. From
a coward who couldn't handle his own shame.
Somebody who couldn't handle his own shame. And I'm sure we'll get into that in another show. As I don't want to talk too much about what happened because we saw the footage. I'm waiting for the trial.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the trial. We saw that. We saw all of that.
Okay.
I'm waiting on the trial. I want to hear why. I definitely want to hear why. You know, I'm like a family member at this point.
Right.
I want to know why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I want to know who else told you. You know, who knew?
Mm-hmm.
Was it somebody else in the crew?
Right.
You know, I want to know all of that. So, you know, I don't want to speculate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because then I'll just be like Stephen A. and Max Kellerman and CNN and all the other bullshit. Speculating.
Fair.
I want to hear what I want to know. In a courtroom.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
There's an arrest has been made. They arrested some sucker motherfucker. What's his name? Eric Holder.
Eric Holder. As we're recording this, there's a guy passing by my house playing Nipsey Hussle right now.
That's the only thing to play. It really is.
Isn't that
man.
amazing?
I mean, I've been playing. I mean, it's killing me. I've just been playing Nipsey Hussle for so long.
I feel you. I mean,
It's just like
I got you. Yeah.
Like I don't listen to much new rap.
For sure.
Whenever I throw on some, this is no bullshit. Nipsey Hussle just died 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I only new rap I ever threw on within the last year and 2 years has been Nipsey Hussle. That's just what I put on. That's what I like to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, that's pure West Coast. As West Coast as you can get.
Yes.
I love Nipsey Hussle. I mean, that's just no, you know, I'm so glad we got it archived. I hope you can go through some archives and put it out there to show how we was repping. All of that.
Sure.
Victory slap, everything. He had Stevie Wonder perform a mediocre performance, but all love either way.
Well, it was hard. Like, remember the other singer that it was hard for even.
Yeah,
for her to
Marsha
even-
Ambrosius.
She could barely get through the song because
gotta
she was so emotional.
It's gotta be hard to sing at a funeral.
Oh yeah.
It gotta be hard to sing,
Especially when it's personal too. You know.
Especially when it's personal and it's 20,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of people, man.
Even if it was 10 people, it would probably be really difficult. But
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I don't know what to think about the people selling the memorial things, the memorial pamphlets.
People are doing that?
People, that's pretty bad taste, I think,
Yeah.
to sell those. But
Yeah.
then again, it's Nipsey Hussle, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Nip would think. Nipsey Hussle always had very calm, replies to sucker shit. I don't know how he did it. And
Most of the time, but he did slap the shit out of somebody.
Because he put his hands on Nipsey Hussle. This is the last thing we're going to say before we go to break. About we just start the whole thing off on Nipsey Hussle. This is the last thing we're going to say before we go to break. Nipsey Hussle, at the BET Awards, I believe it was.
Yes.
A man put his hands on Nipsey Hussle's security, and Nipsey Hussle slapped the man that put his hands on his security. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. We'll be right back. And we are back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that was a good little opening segment. We gonna end it with something maybe a little more serious.
Oh.
Nah, it ain't serious, but it is serious if you're on the dating scene. I'm not on the dating scene. I haven't been on the dating scene for 5 years almost.
Okay.
But you are. Mm-hmm. And you know, when I was on the dating scene, I frequent the internet, and you know, you try to find a match somewhere. You know, trying to find a match and trying to find out who's cool, who can we hang out with.
Right.
You know, and you always want somebody who's attractive to your eye, because you don't know, because at first you don't know somebody's personality, so you're trying to see what your eye attracts.
Sure.
You know, on the internet it's kind of hard to tell because people are only showing you what they want you to see. Mm-hmm. So that comes to these filters.
Ah.
These filters It's very misleading. Very misleading. You see the filter and then you see the person. It's not the same, and I think it's very unfair for girls to be calling guys fake, and then they tricking people with these filters. What say you?
Well, it's kind of a different situation with me, mainly because the gals that I've gone on dates with, I've asked them out when I met them in person.
Right. Old fashioned way.
Yes. So I'm not in the Tinder game or anything like that.
Okay, the Tinder.
Right. Okay. So you're dating somebody based off a picture that you see. And that picture is their representation of themselves. See, the girls I've gone on dates with, like, I know what they look like in real life. I've seen all the angles.
Right, because you've met them in real life.
Right. But I have been in situations, though, where,
I have too. Let me not act like I haven't been in this situation. I've definitely been in this situation.
I feel you. But I've been in the situation, though, where, dating somebody and actually it's going pretty well, and then we like follow each other on Instagram, and every once in a while there will be somebody that likes to post something that is not a fair representation of what they actually look like. And
it's not every once in a while, it's usually all the time. It's usually all the time, and I didn't know this until my lady told me that it was all she was telling me it's filters. I'd be like, such and such look very beautiful, and she'd be like, it's filters. Yeah, and I wouldn't believe it until I seen such and such in person, and I'm like, word.
Right. Like I ran into somebody today that I went on a couple dates with and hung out with, and she doesn't do the filter thing, and she was quite quite beautiful in person, was she not?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but man, there are some other women out there like I don't know what filter this is, but it's like it smooths out all
make everything all smooth and nice.
Smooth, yeah.
Nobody's face is that smooth, I guess. Which is true, You see people in person, nobody's face is like extremely smooth like that.
Or angelic, or
with hearts beaming on the top.
Right. Exactly.
Fake sunglasses.
Butterflies and whatnot.
Doggy nose, tongue coming out.
The filter game is crazy out there.
The filter game is wild. It plays tricks. Plays tricks on the eyes. What I would say to a lot of times women have advice. Women have advice from men. A man how to be a better man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give them advice on how to keep a man.
Okay.
If you want a man to stick around and you're just getting to know this man, try showing the best representation of yourself. To show you now naked face. No man is going to be like, oh no, she doesn't have makeup. Oh, no guy is going to do that. No guy that you want is going to look at your face and say, oh no, she's not wearing makeup. Gross. No, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Show yourself the way you look. Mm-hmm. Okay? If that man still is infatuated with you the way he's acting like he is online, because online they just infatuated with the way you look online. They're not infatuated with the actual naked face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If show them your real face, if they're still infatuated with that real face, that might be the guy for you.
Yeah, I think it's like this mimicry of what they see celebrities doing, where like everything is like touched. The photos are touched up and photoshopped, and
but then you see
creating like this mystique of like above and beyond of what a normal person would look like.
But a lot of times the celebrities will tell you that that's what's happening. A lot of times,
is that
I follow pop culture. That's why I do this show.
Okay.
A lot of times celebrities will tell, be like, oh yeah, they just photoshopped me or whatever.
Okay. I
remember Zendaya had a falling out or somebody like that. Like, oh, I don't like how they photoshopped my body like that,
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why I like when Alicia Keys and Kim Kardashian and those people were doing the no makeup thing.
Yeah.
Because you show you, hey, you ain't gotta wear it. You're still beautiful. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a big Alicia Keys person, but some people think she's fine.
Excuse me?
That's just what I'm saying. I don't want to get into this.
Okay.
I don't want to get into this. That's just you like Alicia Keys. That's your thing.
Man, I don't have to squab with
She's
you.
very talented.
I don't have to squab.
She's very talented.
Okay.
She's a very talented person.
And beautiful.
Sure.
What you mean, sure?
That's what I mean. Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, all right, cool.
Okay. If that's what you like.
You crazy. Anyway.
I know, but I mean, it's not like a crazy thought. Like, it's not like a crazy thing that I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah, I just feel like, just show yourself.
Yes. Be real.
Just be real, and, then you can catch you a fish. Then you catch you real fish.
Yeah, somebody's going to stick around.
Somebody that's going to stick around. Somebody already knows. Somebody that's not going to wake up in the morning and be like, whoa, for real?
Yeah.
I stayed here?
Yeah.
I got to go. You know what? I was supposed to pick my mom up, take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that happened to you when you wake up with a regular face, when you get back to your factory settings.
Your factory face settings?
Yeah, when you get back to your factory face settings, then the dude want a skirt. But if you when you show up with your factory face settings, then it's cool for you to throw something on, throw on a mystery face. And when y'all go out, because he already know what your factory face settings, and he loves it.
Yeah. I also don't believe in like pretending to be into the same shit as the person that you're trying to date.
Yeah, don't pretend.
Because
if
then
you don't
it's
like it, you don't like it.
Even beyond the factory face settings, eventually they're going to see the factory personality settings.
Right.
And that's where that will last longer than the face thing. Because somebody will be in a relationship with somebody else that like later on down the line is like, oh, this person's kind of whack.
Don't lie about the stuff you're cool with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't lie about your knowledge.
Yeah. Like, oh, you love this album? Name me 3 songs.
Yeah.
All
right. It's an album.
There's hella songs on that album.
Yeah.
Give me 3.
Yeah, just keep it real. You always want the guys to keep it real. The ladies, you got to keep it real too.
Yeah, and that's cool too. Like we're supposed to be different.
It's all good.
It's all good.
You can balance each other out.
Exactly.
A
yin and yang.
And quit having a type. This shit ain't working for you. Quit having a type. That type.
Agreed.
That type is the reason why you're angry all the time. That type is the reason why you always like, I'm just doing me. Doing me. Loving myself. Hashtag. We're going to get out of here. This was a great one. We keep laying it down. Bars. I mean, I just want the ladies to keep it real. I just want the fellas to keep it real.
Yeah.
Fellas be out here acting like suckers, man.
Yeah.
Fellas out here acting like suckers, so it's hard for the ladies too.
Oh yeah, we get it. I get it for sure.
There's some suckers out there, some world class ones. I be seeing them.
I understand, but this is one of the reasons why we do the show. Is to talk about it with no filter and not worry about the consequences.
Ladies got to stop having a type. If he is over 30 years old and trying to be an up and coming rapper, ladies, come on now, it's got to stop. He's got to venture to something else. If it's not lucrative, if it's lucrative and he's doing his thing, by all means. He's got his business.
Well, I mean, he can still do it as like a,
But there's there's not many people. There's not many rappers that we know about who are doing that anybody knows. So I'm pretty sure it's not a. You know what I mean? Unless that person's like E40. I mean, E40. Is it? Is it Master P? Who is it?
Not likely.
Yeah. So it's not Nipsey.
Nah.
So, we're going to leave on that note. Keep it real with yourself. Rest in paradise, Nipsey Hussle. Dirty Ern, Daniel Oda. Somebody should have told you. Peace.